One of the stages, though, to get there, if for the listeners, of course, then it might be able to open up the world for them that way, which I'm very much has been the experience, I think, of also of Cappella Romana and what we've done with our on the Byzantine side. But then there's the sort of intermediate task of how do you get modern singers to do those things?
Yes, but it's not easy because modern singers. But what does that mean? Also, if you mean singers educated in the conservatory way for classical music and so it's true. It's not easy because this music calls from another attitude, not only a vocal attitude, but another attitude with the from a singer point of view, the attitude with the career, what we call the career, because what are you going to do with this? Because if you want to do really deeply this music, you must have a global approach of first of all the repertoire we call now early repertoire, early music. You really must have a global approach, and church music really helps you, because in church music you have two concomitant aspects. I mean, from one side you have a sort of tradition, continual tradition, but also you have its period brought his own creations also. And that's I say that's the secret of a living tradition. That means there is some aspect that doesn't move, and in fact it's always moving. So it's very difficult to explain that it's moving, but it's not moving. Yes, but because a tradition that doesn't move is going to death also, is dying, and just a motion without this continuity is also going to die. So that brings us to an aspect of human cultures that is more further than just a sort of rationalist way of trying to understand human being and human creation and all this civilizational aspect. So that's why in fact it's a field that belongs to what we could call hermeneutic, hermeneutic, because in hermeneutic, in this words, you have two words. You have techne, that means about all the technical aspect, that means all the capacity of man to describe the world, to understand the world, to see how it works and how to reproduce things. And Hermes, or this Greek god, it's that sort of messager, messager of the god, and this character you meet on your way that suddenly is going to tell you something you're not waiting, but it's opening a world. And in hermeneutic you have these two aspects, and so from a part you have in the scholarly way you have also this aspect of techne. So you study the sources, you try to be rational, to understand things, but after, when you go in the phase of performance, of going to in front of the others to make the transmission, it's the other side, the Hermes, and the equilibre, the way you are going to put together these two sides, it's what is really the fact that will create a sort of real fecundity, and that can make transformation. I won't say why, but make a transformation, because that's also this aspect. In the hermeneutic attitude, you give up the aspect of I say to explain everything, but you just go in an action. All the things you have gathered from historical point of view, musical point of view, brings you to an action. And after this action, the effort of this action doesn't belong to you. After things are going on from their own way, you are just a tool of transmission. And tool, that's the meaning of organum, you know, the first meaning of organum. It's just a tool.